She pulled away, expecting you to chase her, to beg for her attention, but when you didn't, she got furious. Why does this happen? What's really going through her mind? And how can you take full control of the situation like a high-value man? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll uncover the truth about this behavior, the power of not chasing, and how to flip the dynamic in your favor forever. Why women pull away. Pulling away is a behavior that can feel calculated, even if it isn't always intentional. It's often rooted in emotional instincts and, at times, societal conditioning. To understand why women pull away, we need to break down the two main types of motivations, conscious and subconscious. Let's start with toxic motivations. Toxic women often pull away to establish dominance in the relationship dynamic. They use distance as a power play, knowing that it creates a sense of scarcity. By withdrawing their attention, they force you into a position where you feel the need to prove your worth. It's a manipulation tactic designed to make you chase them, boost their ego, and give them a sense of control. These women have often internalized the idea that relationships are games to be won. They see emotional distance as a tool to keep you on your toes, ensuring that you're constantly working to secure their validation. When you chase, you're feeding this cycle, reinforcing their belief that they hold the power. Now let's talk about non-toxic motivations. Not every woman who pulls away is being manipulative. Non-toxic women may step back because they're overwhelmed by emotions, confused about the relationship, or even dealing with personal challenges that have nothing to do with you. For these women, pulling away is a way to create space to process their thoughts and feelings. The challenge for you as a man is to differentiate between these motivations. Toxic women pull away to test you or control you, while non-toxic women do it out of emotional self-preservation. In both cases, pulling away often triggers a response. Toxic women expect you to chase. Non-toxic women might hope you'll respect their space while showing steady interest. But here's the truth. A high-value man doesn't chase. Regardless of the reason, he recognizes that his worth isn't defined by someone else's actions. He chooses to focus on his own values and priorities. Why she gets mad when you refuse to chase. Here's where things get interesting. Her reaction, especially the anger that follows, reveals a lot about her mindset and emotional state. For toxic women, your refusal to chase represents a direct challenge to their perceived control. These women are often accustomed to a specific pattern. They pull away, you panic, and then you chase them, proving their power over the relationship dynamic. When you don't follow the script, it disrupts their sense of control. Imagine setting a trap, only to watch it fail. That's how a toxic woman feels when her pulling away tactic doesn't work. She gets mad because your calm and composed reaction forces her to confront her own insecurity. She expected you to validate her through your actions, and your refusal to play the game highlights her lack of emotional stability. This anger often manifests as passive-aggressive comments, guilt-tripping, or even emotional outbursts. She might accuse you of being cold, uncaring, or distant, all in an attempt to provoke a reaction and regain control. For non-toxic women, the anger comes from a different place. It's not about control, but confusion. A woman who pulls away for personal or emotional reasons might misinterpret your lack of chasing as disinterest. She could feel hurt or rejected, thinking that your calm response means you don't care about her. This kind of anger is less volatile and more reflective. It stems from vulnerability, not manipulation. A non-toxic woman might be upset because your actions, or lack thereof, don't align with her expectations. However, she's more likely to seek clarity rather than escalate the situation. In both cases, your response matters. Toxic women may become more manipulative, while non-toxic women may open the door for honest communication. Either way, your refusal to chase sets the tone for how the relationship will proceed. The Stoic response. So what's the right way to handle this situation? The Stoic response is grounded in emotional discipline, self-respect, and an unwavering commitment to your values. First, recognize that her pulling away and subsequent anger are not your responsibility. You didn't cause these emotions, and it's not your job to fix them. A Stoic man understands that his worth isn't tied to someone else's validation. He doesn't feel the need to chase after someone who chooses to create distance. Instead, he focuses on staying calm and composed. Avoid the temptation to overanalyze her behavior or question your own actions. Stay grounded in your own value and principles. A Stoic man doesn't engage in emotional chaos. He observes it from a distance, choosing to act or not act with intention. If she's upset because you didn't chase, resist the urge to explain, justify, or apologize. Your actions, or lack thereof, speak louder than words. By maintaining your composure, you send a clear message. You value yourself, and you won't compromise your dignity for anyone. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. A Stoic man is capable of empathy, but he also knows the difference between understanding someone's emotions and being responsible for them. If she's genuinely interested in you, she'll respect your boundaries and find a way to reconnect. If she's toxic, her anger will escalate, revealing her true intentions. Either way, you've stayed true to yourself. Modern dating dynamics. Modern dating is a landscape filled with unspoken rules, conflicting advice, and power struggles. Women are often told to pull away to maintain the upper hand, while men are encouraged to chase endlessly to prove their worth. This creates a toxic cycle where genuine connection is overshadowed by manipulation and insecurity. Toxic women thrive in this environment. They use societal narratives to justify their actions, pulling away as a way to control the relationship dynamic. For them, the chase isn't about love or respect. It's about feeding their ego and ensuring they remain the dominant force in the interaction. Non-toxic women, however, often feel trapped by these same narratives. They may pull away because they're unsure of how to express their emotions, or because they've been conditioned to believe that creating distance is a way to test a man's commitment. As a Stoic man, you don't play into these games. You approach relationships with clarity, mutual respect, and a focus on authenticity. You don't chase, not because you don't care, but because you understand that healthy relationships are built on equal effort and trust, not manipulation or power plays. By refusing to engage in the chase dynamic, you set yourself apart. You become the man who values connection over control, who prioritizes self-respect over validation, and who refuses to compromise his integrity for fleeting emotional gains. Why your calmness bother her? When you maintain calmness after she pulls away, it sends a ripple through her expectations. For toxic women, this calmness isn't just bothersome, it's downright threatening to their emotional playbook. Toxic women often rely on chaos to maintain control. Their actions are designed to provoke emotional responses, which give them a sense of power and validation. Think about it this way. If someone lights a match and expects a fire but gets nothing, it confuses them. Toxic women light emotional matches, hoping to see you react, chase, or overcompensate. When you remain calm, you're telling her, "You can't control me." This response disarms her. It's a mirror reflecting her actions back at her, forcing her to see the cracks in her own behavior. For non-toxic women, your calmness can evoke a different reaction. While it might initially confuse her, it creates space for introspection. Non-toxic women who pull away often do so because they're uncertain about their feelings or overwhelmed by the pace of the relationship. When you remain steady, it reassures them that you're not desperate or unstable. Over time, they'll recognize your calmness as a sign of emotional maturity, a trait that is increasingly rare in today's world. Your calmness is also a form of silent communication. It says, "I'm not going to fight for something that doesn't value me," and that's powerful. Whether she's toxic or not, this approach sets you apart. Toxic women will struggle to handle it, and non-toxic women will grow to respect it. The importance of boundaries. Boundaries aren't just walls you build to keep others out. They're gates you set up to protect your peace, values, and emotional well-being. When she pulls away and gets mad, it's often because she's testing these boundaries, consciously or not. Toxic women push boundaries as a form of control. By pulling away and gauging your reaction, they're trying to see how far they can manipulate you. If you chase after them, you're essentially telling them, "It's okay to disrespect my boundaries." This sets the stage for a relationship dynamic where their needs and actions dictate everything, leaving no room for mutual respect. On the other hand, non-toxic women may unintentionally test boundaries due to confusion, vulnerability, or insecurity. When you don't chase, it forces them to reflect. They start to see that boundaries aren't about punishment or indifference. They're about self-respect and mutual understanding. Establishing boundaries early on is critical. It shows that you value yourself and won't tolerate behavior that disrupts your peace. This doesn't mean being rigid or unapproachable. It's about being clear on what you will and won't accept. For instance, if she pulls away without communicating, don't immediately drop everything to chase her. Instead, maintain your space and focus on your own priorities. This sends a clear message that you won't compromise your self-worth for temporary validation. Boundaries serve as a filter. They reveal who will respect you and who might try to exploit you. Toxic women will see your boundaries as a challenge, while non-toxic women will eventually recognize them as the foundation for a healthier relationship. Why refusing to chase builds attraction. The idea that refusing to chase can actually increase attraction might sound counterintuitive, but it's rooted in psychology. At its core, attraction is tied to value. When you refuse to chase, you send a powerful message. I am valuable, and I don't need to prove it to anyone. Toxic women are often drawn to this because it disrupts their usual dynamic. They're used to men who crumble under the pressure of their games. When you don't react in that way, it creates intrigue. They may initially respond with frustration or anger, but deep down, they're intrigued by your confidence. However, it's important to remember that their attraction is often more about the challenge than genuine respect. On the other hand, non-toxic women are attracted to the stability that comes with your refusal to chase. In a world where desperation is common, a man who stands firm in his self-worth is rare. This emotional stability is incredibly appealing, especially to women who are looking for a partner, not someone to chase after them. By not chasing, you create a dynamic where the effort is mutual. You're not overextending yourself to win her over, and this balance fosters a healthier, more genuine connection. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about being confident enough to let her come to you if she values the relationship. What to do if she comes back? If she comes back after pulling away, the ball is now in your court. This is your chance to assess the situation and determine if it aligns with your values and boundaries. Start by evaluating her intentions. Is she returning because she genuinely values the relationship, or is she coming back to regain control? Toxic women often return with the same patterns of manipulation, hoping to regain their influence over you. Be cautious of sweet words and grand gestures. They're often tools designed to lure you back into the cycle. For non-toxic women, her return could signify growth. She may have taken time to reflect and realize that she values your presence in her life. In such cases, clear and honest communication is key. Discuss what led to her pulling away and how you both can work together to create a healthier dynamic moving forward. Regardless of her intentions, set clear boundaries. Make it known that pulling away as a test or a form of manipulation isn't acceptable. This protects your peace and lays the foundation for a more respectful, balanced relationship. Remember, just because she comes back doesn't mean you're obligated to take her back. Evaluate her actions, not just her words. If her return aligns with your values and boundaries, proceed with caution and clarity. If it doesn't, have the courage to walk away. If this video gave you clarity, hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments. How would you handle this? Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more Stoic insights. Stay strong, stay stoic, and I'll see you in the next one.